Hi there, Danny Myers here with Lighthouse Video Surveillance, and we are at ISC West 2019. I'm with Jeff Lane with ASSA ABLOY. Jeff, tell us just quickly about who ASSA ABLOY is. I mean, whenever people that are the clients, whenever they think of hardware, they really don't typically think they even know who ASSA ABLOY is. So tell us a little bit about who you guys are.
Completely understandable, Danny. So ASSA ABLOY is a company that was started back in 1994 by two separate companies in Europe. They joined forces. They were locking companies. They then began to acquire top-tier level door solution companies. And today we have about 40,000 employees in about 107 countries.
Now, as far as I know, you guys are definitely the top hardware company for locks, aren't you?
Yes, we
are.
By
far, right?
We are leading the market right now in door solutions. We manufacture doors and frames, all of the locking hardware, all of the material and hardware that you need for a door. And we also do access control. So it's a large portion of the industry.
Very good, very good. Now, the reason why I wanted to stop by today, Jeff, is talking about wireless locking, wireless hardware. I know that in the past, some customers out there may have even tried it years ago, and maybe they had trouble. Tell us where we are now and today, what type of technologies are available, and how that might be helpful to the end user. People that are looking to do something, if they're adding a door or they're putting in a whole new system.
Right.
Just tell us a little bit about the wireless locking technology and where we are today.
So wireless technology has seriously advanced in the last 10 years. Wireless technology has been around for a long time, but recently there has been an improvement in the materials, the components, the radios that you utilize for the wireless signaling. ASSA ABLOY does two different kinds of wireless communications. So we have an IP version of wireless, which is Wi-Fi to an existing hotspot.
Okay.
And then we also have our Apereo solution set, which is a proprietary wireless communication stream.
Okay. So tell me why someone might want to use the Wi-Fi solution instead of the Apereo.
So Wi-Fi is an interesting concept. It leverages the existing infrastructure of a facility. So it's going on to the network that's existing in a building. So you simply mount the lock onto the door, pair it with its IP address back to the network through a hotspot. And then it communicates directly into software. So you eliminate the requirement for an access control panel or access control board.
Okay.
But then you also have the access control at the door. What's unique about the Wi-Fi is that the integrated reader itself becomes the control panel of the system.
Okay. There are some definite differences between the two solutions, and from the way I understand it, when it comes to the wireless solution, it's pretty much a constant contact. It's pinging it every couple of seconds or so, right? So
that is correct.
So tell me why I would want to use the wireless versus the Wi-Fi solution.
That's perfect. So let's compare the two technologies.
Okay.
With a Wi-Fi solution, the integrated reader itself becomes that control panel. But that unit is what initiates communications back to the head end. So I am not able to push information to the Wi-Fi lock. I'm receiving information from the Wi-Fi lock.
Right.
So it's programmed by an integrator to wake up periodically, get online, connect to the hotspot, send all of the logs upstream, and then ask for new programming.
Okay.
The other technology, which is Apereo, is communicating with a hub. So you have the lock communicating with a hub, which is wired into an access control panel.
Okay.
The panel is still making the decisions. The hub communicates out to the readers every 10 seconds.
Okay.
So you've got near real-time communication to a reader, so I can push information to that reader that I cannot do with Wi-Fi.
And that could be things like updating a credential.
It can be updating a credential, it can be unlocking or locking a door, it can be changing configurations. So you can do a number of things with the Apereo solution set that you cannot do by pushing information to the Wi-Fi set.
Okay. We have one here. You want to tell us here just quickly about this one?
Certainly. So this is the Apereo IN100. Now what's unique about these locks, we use the HID read head. This is an HID multi-class SE reader that's NFC compatible out of the box. You can actually get the reader right now as NFC. You can do near-field communication with this with a mobile device.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say, was that the NFC, for those of you, that is being able to use your mobile device as your credential.
Near-field communications primarily on Android devices. Okay. Apple is Bluetooth, so you cannot use an Apple phone on this right now.
Gotcha.
We are coming out with a Bluetooth model of this. Okay.
Very good.
So this combined integrated lock, you have an electronic locking body built into this, obviously. The card reader from HID. There is a door position switch built into the body of this lock. So you would mount the door position magnet in the door frame. And then the egress device is a micro switch on the inside lever. So all four components that you typically need for access control are right in this body.
So how many different styles of lock sets, hardware do you guys have? I mean, do you have enough options where it can match people's existing door hardware?
Yes. So the Apereo solution set is by far the largest solution set that we have, with different formats and footprints for our locking mechanisms. We do a number of door styles. Now, with these integrated locks, you have a choice of lever style, you have a choice of finish, and then when you start to look at how many formats we have, so we can do this style, which is the IN100. We have an institutional style, which is the PR100. It's more of a full metal body and escutcheon on that unit. We do cabinet locks. We do server cabinet locks. We have solutions for Herculite or glass doors, all within the Apereo family.
Fantastic. So from an installation standpoint, I'm not running, there's not wires being run, maybe holes being cut in the door frame that, to put in locks and bolts for mag locks,
right.
and all these things that are typically associated with access control are avoided with this. I mean, you're basically just mounting this hardware to the door, drilling one small hole for a magnet in the door frame, and
that is correct.
Yeah.
So you reduce the total cost per opening of an access control system. With the Apereo solution set, we're not routing any cables out to a junction box, separating them and running them down to individual components around the door. It's all right at the door.
Yeah.
And then wireless communication back to a hub, which is connected into a control panel. With Wi-Fi, again, no wiring out to the door. Mounting the lock on the door, it communicates with a Wi-Fi signal, an 802.11 signal, back to an existing hotspot from the network into the software. So you eliminate the cost of the panel and all of the labor of putting wiring in.
Okay, now if I'm the end user, there's two things that I'm concerned about when I hear something like a wireless door. Number one is going to be, well dang, when I'm in my office and I'm trying to use my phone and sometimes the signal's not real good, so I'm thinking, am I going to have the same issue with my lock? Okay, that's one. Two is, well, it's wireless, that means it's battery powered. How long is the battery going to last? Am I changing batteries every couple months? If it dies on me, now I can't get into the building. So can you address maybe those two concerns?
Those are all great questions.
Are they valid? Okay.
Those are very valid questions.
Okay.
Battery life is something that you need to be aware of. On our IN series locks, we use 6 AA batteries, alkaline batteries. You can buy them anywhere. The batteries are driven, the lifetime of the batteries is driven by the function of the door. So everything that ASSA ABLOY has is application driven. And you need to understand the application in which that lock will be used before you can provide the right solution. If this is used correctly on a door that gets a minimal amount of access reads a day, less than 100, then the battery should last anywhere from a year to 2 years.
Okay, that's substantial, yeah. And then what about the wireless connectivity? So yeah, talk about that, because it's not the same type as, hey, my laptop can't connect to the Wi-Fi. Tell us a little bit about that.
So in the Apereo solution, we're connecting wirelessly back to the hub. The hub, there is a distance limitation between the hub and the readers. Now our paperwork says 50 feet through 2 construction walls. What we suggest though is to have a representative from ASSA ABLOY come with you when you're walking a building, and we can test the Apereo signaling. We've had the Apereo signaling go much farther than 50 feet through 2 construction walls.
Yeah.
On the Wi-Fi aspect of this, it's connecting back to a hotspot. Now the antenna for Wi-Fi that's in the reader is a little larger than the one that's in your phone, not much. So if you can get good connectivity to Wi-Fi from your phone, then you should have good connectivity to the lock itself.
And something else to keep in mind too is that it's not like there's video being transmitted wirelessly. It's data, and it's just a small packet of data.
Very small
so
packets. It's about the size of a text message.
Yeah, exactly. Well, very good. Jeff, I really appreciate your time today.
That was my pleasure.
Hope you have a wonderful show. So Danny Myers with Lighthouse signing off.
Thank you.